So this is going to be the last time I get to do this joke. But one of my favorite jokes, every time I get on the stage here, I look at these shoes. I'm going to miss these shoes, because every comic, when they get up here, I just imagine they're getting teabagged. by like Shaquille O'Neal. Oh man, I love this place. I'm gonna miss it. Actually, I was one of the first, I think I was the first person to fall at the last stand. I got on the stage and just ate shit. I was just thinking, wouldn't it be funny if I got paralyzed in that moment? Because then my last stand literally would have been at the last stand. When they told me about this show, they're like, hey, come down and fucking, it's the last show we're gonna do. Bring your own chairs and bring your own beer. So it's like, I don't know, you guys got a place to sit, that's cool, I'm happy. You get to sit at the last stand. I was expecting something else. A standing ovation, maybe. At the last stand. Oh, fuck. So I have a twin brother. A lot of people will come up to me and they'll be like, hey, what's it like being a twin? That is a hard question to answer. The best answer I've come up with is it's like never having to search for your soulmate. It's a good feeling, you know, someone that gets you on all levels, no matter what the situation, but you can't fuck them. That joke actually got an applause once. I think people wanted me to fuck my brother. I love the guy, but like, even if he was my sister, I don't think I'd fuck him. Being a twin, it's kind of interesting. I like to fuck with people. They come up to me, my brother, for the first time. Like, oh my god, are you two twins? I'd be like, no, I just met this guy. It's funny because some people are stupid enough to believe that. They're like, really? You should get a DNA test. You're probably related. I'm like, really? You should be wearing a helmet because you're probably retarded. So I was at a convenience store the other day, and there was an African-American clerk. And he's like, hey, what's up, my ginger? It's like, dude, watch the hard R. It's ginger. He's actually sitting on the floor right there. Yeah. Oh, calm down, my nigga. I went there. He said I could. So one time I was drunk. I was hanging out outside the bars, and this group of African-American gentlemen come walking by. And then later on, they had a straggler behind. I guess he lost his friends. He just walking. He's like, "Where my niggas at? Where my niggas at?" What I should have said was nothing. It's one of those instances when it comes out of your face in slow motion. Just like, oh, I saw a few over there. I'll never forget the look that guy gave me. She's like, look at this crackhead telling me what my niggas at. Please just don't go back with the niggas and kick my cracker ass, that's all I ask. I was trying to be helpful. I didn't know it was a rhetorical question. So they say the early bird gets the worm, but the late girlfriend gets an abortion? Oh, that's a reaction I like to get from that joke. I've actually had people applaud that joke too, which is fucking horrible. And I'm sad for writing it. Okay. So my grandma recently moved in with my parents. My parents are taking care of her, and it's kind of funny, you know, because my family, they raised me to be a comedian. That is why I do this. Because my whole life, we just grew up making fun of each other. My whole life. It was a good time. And my grandma just moves in. She's not hip to the slang. And the other day I was over there and I called my mom. I was like, "Oh, Mom, you're a fucking dingleberry." My grandma just chimes in. She's like, "Oh, I've never had a dingleberry before." And then she goes on a huge list of the berries she's had in her life. I've had strawberries, I've had blueberries, I've had raspberries, never had a dingleberry. So I did what any good grandson would do. I took Grandma dingleberry picking. Needless to say, she wasn't a fan. She's not going to be baking any dingleberry pies anytime soon. What she told me though was like, "Oh man, like they're salty and pretty much taste like shit." I'll take a chuckle, that's cool. So my penis is really long and really skinny because when I first learned how to masturbate, I was convinced you did it like this. That's a Play-Doh joke. Do you guys like math jokes? I almost fucked a midget. But she was 2 inches too tall. You gotta think about it. Because I fucked her, but she wasn't a midget. Okay, moving on. You guys hear of Westboro Baptist Church?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck those people. There are people with the signs that say God hates fags. I don't agree with that whatsoever. I mean, if God hates fags, then why did he make them? Like, I hate fish personally, but I'm not gonna go make a tuna fish sandwich just to judge it. Fuck you, tuna, you can't get in my belly. You fucking faggot tuna. I just hope for some reason those people, when they do die, they end up in heaven, which would be hilarious. They're talking to St. Peter. St. Peter's just like, "Hey, I don't know where you got the idea that God hates fags." I mean, who do you think decorated this place? These are designer pearly gates. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Mark Leather.